Yeah, Nigeria, now. The guy in Yangale Maloko. The guy who got them, Malogi. What you where they Mujana get him on, get your local. There are no you do for white up. What is that young? What is that young? Hey, Moroto. You go to Madu, we, you go to Manawi. I will Yakazi. Idalo Gotito. As I get your local guru. Idana Yoki. As I get your local guru. Idalo Mombasa. As I get your local guru. Tata Jan. Something Chanyakuni. Maligno, Idelo Gozulu. I can well eat an ego. You go like Chanyakuni. Yahudi yet get it. Not to Kenikita Yakuni. Yahudi yet get it. Nothing in a jury. Yeah, Naboya Kajuri. I give you a magna toto. I give you a body.
Malagina idia benadel mayong edia bonitia rogada kinya ke oda kin kale na no abale ngitia kambuni beywen ke yagadinga motogelo de turugwan ke wogodi atobongolore gabana itio Gabana nagaitio Gabana apa Gabana logaitio Gabana kare turukwan Halua ikeri lo dialo akeri turukwana Halua ikeri apaka akeri turukwana Nakopa oidang turukwana Akeri turukwana Nakopa oidang turukwana Akeri turukwana Halua ilodi Ekone akeri turukwana Halua ikeri apaka akeri turukwana Nakopa oida turukwana akeri turukwana Nakopa oida turukwana akeri turukwana Ibwa katoriko turukwana akeri turukwana Ibwa toloto katilo akeri turukwana Ibwa toloto kakumwa akeri turukwana Nakopa oida turukwana akeri turukwana Nakopa oida turukwana akeri turukwana Halua ikeri nagaito akeri turukwana Halua ilodi apaka akeri turukwana Nakopa oida turukwana turukwana akeri turukwana nagoba oya he turukwana akeri turukwana nagoba oya he turukwana akeri turukwana ibwa katoriko turukwana akeri turukwana ibwa katoriko kalokon akeri turukwana ibwa katoriko lodwara akeri turukwana nagoba oya he turukwana akeri turukwana nagoba oya he turukwana akeri turukwana alwa ikeri egone akeri turukwana alwa ilodi egone akeri turukwana nagoba oya he turukwana akeri turukwana nagoba oya he turukwana akeri turukwana. Akeri turukwana nagoba oya he turukwana akeri turukwana nagoba oya he turukwana akeri turukwana alwa ikeri habaga akeri turukwana alwa iloni hityoga akeri turukwana nagoba oya he turukwana akeri turukwana nagoba oya he turukwana akeri turukwana.
That is Atrukana, and I hope I am saying it right, by Akori featuring Eddie Gray. This is the Woman Takeover Wednesday show. I am super excited to be here, super gassed, because you know it's a Wednesday and we celebrate our women every Wednesday. And today I am super humbled, super excited, super gassed to be talking to this fempreneur. She is our woman who is taking over. Her name is Jackie Lebo. She is a filmmaker, creative director, writer, traveler, CEO, team lead of Content House Kenya. Let me tell you guys, she wrote and produced the documentary Gun to Tape, directed and filmed Last Fight that won, by the way, best documentary at the Kalasha International Film Festival. So you already know this woman is taking over. We are going to be talking about a certain festival, but before we get to that, I would like to ask her, how is she doing? How is Jackie Lebo doing today?
Hi, I'm doing really well. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming and honoring our presence. Honestly, I am super excited to be able to get to know you and for other people to be able to get to know you as well. Now, I want to start from how you would describe yourself in one word. How would Jackie describe herself?
If I'm being cocky, awesome. If I'm being like Buddhist, grateful.
I like that. I like that. And you have done a lot. Like, we are starting with filmmaker, creative director, writer, traveler, CEO of the Content House of Kenya. So I want to know, which one came first?
Gosh, I was always someone who, when I was a child, I really liked music and art, but there were no opportunities these days.
Yeah.
So after graduating university, I was like, let me be practical, let me do tech. So I went to the tech world. I worked for people who sell internet. I laid fiber.
Wow.
And then, so after 10 years of corporate work,
Yeah.
I just said,
Enough is enough.
yeah, I was like, I'm shipping out. Like,
Yeah.
if worst case to worst, 2 years I don't make it, I'll go back.
Yeah.
And then I started writing, because writing you could do by yourself. It was cheap.
Yeah.
You didn't need a lot of capital to do it. And those days, rent was still cheap, food was still cheap. You could read. It was like a self-starter.
Yeah.
So that's how I started writing. And then from writing, I met people who were in film. So from actually, I went into photography, so I met people in photography.
Wow.
Then from photography, I met people in film.
Yeah.
And I was just, from my work in the corporate world, one of my old mentors, he was just like, evolve very quickly.
Yeah.
Fail a lot. Fail early.
Fail early. Yeah.
Fail early, and then you figure it out.
Yeah.
So especially those days, I was not afraid to be bad. You know. So from there, I went into film, and then just from that, yeah, kind of young. How do you say? Young people energy.
Yeah.
Just use that to propel me into those things, and then now from there, I started doing documentaries, and then started doing this project. Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. How was it for you being able to switch from corporate and joining us creatives?
Everything's great except the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so true.
Yeah, so you have like a learning curve of missing the money. and you have a few breakdowns that have to do with the money. And then eventually after like 5 years, you realize everyone in the corporate world that you left
Yeah.
really admire your life as much as you admire their life.
True.
So I was like, okay, we'll just try and build the money slowly. Yeah, because everything else, the job satisfaction was so high.
Yeah.
The spiritual satisfaction, the connection with people, the you could see yourself doing it for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Through various art forms. So I was like, I'm not sure it's worth it, sacrificing all of that just to go back for money.
Yeah.
Money is important, but it's not everything.
True.
Yeah.
That's incredible, especially for somebody who's come from corporate and then now you're switching over to a creative, and you know the money is not there when every month, like you're used to. So that must have been so interesting for you. Let's switch over to writing. Now, when it came to writing, did you know you were a good writer?
So I was very lucky because we had a very good drama teacher when we were in high school.
Okay.
And very early on, he picked my work and used to read it in class.
Yeah.
So I felt encouraged by that. And I used to read a lot of novels.
Yeah.
And and I was, one of my best subjects was English, especially literature.
Yeah.
So starting with that basis and that kind of nurturing kind of mentors and teachers.
Yeah.
That's how I started. And then I came in just as Kwani was starting. And there were a lot of Kenyan writers around. So there were like a few older writers who could mentor us through that process.
Interesting.
So they're like, you're good, but you're not like the best. You can get a lot better. Yeah, so which was also good. Because
Yeah.
you get off your high horse very quickly.
True.
And you start to work on the craft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How would you describe your style of writing?
I would say it was very much influenced by events of the time. So I'd say like a bit of social realism.
Okay.
Yeah, but with, a twist of like a bit of flair, a bit of poetic flair.
Yeah.
But grounded in like social realism. Yeah.
This is a bit of a weird question, but what makes a good writer?
I think there's so many things that make a good writer, but I think the biggest thing is that listening ear, like that listening, and then being able to reflect the experience back to people in a way that they see themselves and they didn't even know that thing existed, but it was in front of them the whole time. Yeah. So it's just that someone who's able to reflect back. I think actually it's the same in almost every art. It's the same place that you tap. It's just that the craft is different. Like how you're presenting it.
True.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So here you are, and you get into filmmaking and creative directing. And let me tell you, you are a jack of many trades. Like, how does your mind work? It must be so incredible, because your mind must be so creative and out there, because you wear so many hats.
I think it's just at that time, it was not even like deliberate. I was not trying to have like 5 different jobs. It was just at that time, when I was starting out in the 2006, 2007 in the Kenyan creative sector, there were so few people.
Yeah.
And you had to if you wanted to do something, you just did it yourself. Then suddenly you found you had a title. It's not like you are deliberately looking for it.
Yeah.
I would have, if I was in another country with a bigger industry, I think I would have just specialized in like 1 or 2 things, but I like the journey. Yeah. And so for me, I think like it all sits in the same place. Like it's just the tools are different for me.
Yeah.
My creativity, the way it works, it's just the same place. It's not like 5 different minds.
Yeah.
It's just, it sits in the same place. It's just the tool that's different. It's like, are you writing with a pen? Are you writing with a computer? Are you writing with a tablet? So it's still writing.
Wow, yeah.
So for me, the creativity is the same.
Okay.
I'm expressing it through music. I'm expressing it through film. I'm expressing it through photography. But the well is the same.
Incredible. So you directed Last Fight that won Best Documentary. How?
That was really just being a child and knowing that Kenya was a really strong boxing country.
Yeah.
You know about Wanapuni. And then like just going back to those railways neighborhoods. You know? Like we used to take the railway from Eldoret to Nairobi when I was a child. I was like an incredibly romantic experience. And I did it only like maybe 2-3 times.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Those days taking the train was such a big deal. And
True.
being in that neighborhood where all those people who used to run the railways lived, being in a historic neighborhood that, there are markings there from 1926. This railway was built in the pieces of it were built in like 1910.
Yeah.
Families who've lived there for generations. It was so historic. And then seeing Nairobi from the other side. Like, I'm not from Nairobi, but seeing people who've been born and raised in Nairobi, and, you're now in the middle of people talking Sheng, and, where the music is coming from Eastlands. At that time, you're being immersed in Eastlands in a way like when you're with them, you're not, you when you grow up in the other side of the city, you think that place is not knowable to you. But when you go and meet people and they allow you to tell them the story, and they open up their world, suddenly you're walking in the middle of the night in Eastlands.
Yeah.
It's like, and you're in the middle of community.
Yeah.
People are cooking mandazis outside. It is so incredible.
Incredible, yeah.
I wish I could have spent more time with them. We did spend quite a bit of time over the next few years after that, but we got busy. We are now working a lot out of Nairobi. So we still talk, but, it's not as often as I would like. Yeah.
Nice. What's your favorite documentary?
Oh, it's 2. There's Meru, which is a climbing documentary, which I was nominated for an Oscar, and which I was so lucky last year I got to meet the filmmakers.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. I got to meet the filmmakers in New York, and I got to meet his name is Jimmy Chin, and her name is Elizabeth Chai Varseheli. I'm gonna mispronounce that totally. And they're like an incredible couple.
Yeah.
He's a climber, so they climb he climbs mountains. Does a lot of work for National Geographic, and she kind of puts together the films. I would say he's the visual genius and she's the kind of story genius behind it. that, and then Dave Chappelle's block party.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that you were not raised in Nairobi. I read somewhere that you were raised in various parts of Rift Valley.
Yeah.
How was your childhood growing up?
It's very boring, honestly, but
Yeah.
I realize now that that is a very good catalyst for the creativity, because I had a lot of books growing up and I had a lot of time.
Yeah.
So I made up a lot of stories in my head. So I would read a lot, and then I would sit, and then you just see, like, I'd see, and out from our veranda you could see the road going to Nairobi.
Yeah.
And those days there are not many cars, so you could literally sit there and like count
Count.
how many cars, and I'd just be like, oh my god, I really, really want to go to Nairobi, because
Yeah.
I felt like something was happening.
Something
there.
was happening there, the big city, yeah?
That I should be a part of. But now I realize it was very amazing to do that, because it created all the seeds of creativity. that I
Creativity,
did.
yeah. When did you move into Nairobi?
Gosh, like, I think when I was 9, but back and forth.
Back and forth.
Yeah.
Nice.
We still lived in the village, but we'd come back and forth. Yeah.
Incredible. So I want us to now be able to talk a bit about how you got into Nomadic Arts Festival. But before that, let's talk about Content House, which is a collective of Kenyan filmmakers, artists, and writers that came together and they create and distribute content on subjects that are of public interest. You are the CEO of this, and I want to know, when did you come up with this incredible concept?
It was actually very accidental, if I'm very honest.
Tell us.
Yeah. Time athletics, and then there was another guy doing a lot of work around football, and then another guy doing a lot of work around the history of Kenya with sports, then another guy doing work on rugby. And at the time, there were maybe 3 or 4 organizations that used to fund the arts. And at that time, I love it right now because there's so many young creatives, and you can go to a space and just bump into creatives that you don't even know.
No.
Those days you all knew each other, and there were 4 organizations that used to fund the arts. So we went to one, and then she said, I've been giving all of you support individually, and you're all doing similar work. Yeah. And she just said, why don't you sit in a room and see if you get along? And if you get along and you come up with a collective structure, I'll be able to support you at a much bigger level. Because now you have corporate structures, you'll have governance structures in place. You're not an individual.
You have a whole team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then one guy happened to be an accountant.
Oh,
one guy
wow.
happened to be,
So everybody came together, the right positions.
Exactly. So we just sat in a room and we agreed, and everybody was very egoless, and nobody wanted to take on the administrative
role.
and she was like, you do it because you've been in corporate.
Yeah.
And then I'd just been barely out of corporate for a year, so I said, no, I'll just do it for like a little bit. Yeah. And here we are.
Here you are.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And when was that?
2011.
2011.
Yeah.
How does it feel right now, seeing how far you guys have come?
It's crazy, but also like I think we're very proud. I think the thing that makes me most proud is like now we have a team, not the original artists per se, but the young ones who've now come up.
Yeah.
And they're able to, they really like doing the admin for the creative, if that makes sense. Because as guys, we just did the admin because that's the only way we'd be able to, we did it just so that we can do the work.
Yeah.
But there are young people who they love
it,
supporting the work, and like that person just wants to be an accountant who's in a creative field.
Yeah,
that wants to be a producer in a creative
field. Yeah.
So I just find it very difficult to fathom. But I'm also very grateful because they really have taken on a lot of the admin work. And slowly but surely, they're making me more and more free to do the creativity. So that's the thing I love most right now.
Incredible.
I'm not sure. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, you did. Can we talk about the team? Who's who? What are they doing? Can you shout them out also so that we can?
I also want to shout out Joyce Nyaro, who's the woman who supported us at the beginning.
Yeah.
She's amazing. She was a professor, and now she's like a writer, I think, a public intellectual. You'll find her on X, Joyce Nyaro. And then for our team, we have such a big team. 'Cause
Yeah.
some are permanent and some are
Temporary, yeah.
affiliated. So start with Chelagat Toom, who's our producer.
Okay.
And then Sylvia Korth. I don't even know what she is. She just does what needs to be. How would I call
She
her?
gets things done.
Yeah, she just gets things done. And
Yeah.
she's very good at keeping a schedule. Then we have Ida Yagan. We have Rachel Nelima. We have BY, who's Wilfred Bayano, our editor. And then our affiliates, people who work very closely with Ondivo Photography. He's very famous for doing the anytime there's Mandamano.
Oh,
he
yes,
does
yes,
those
yes. He
videos.
does the videos.
So he does most of our cinema. He's our lead cinematographer, Joe Kirago.
Nice.
He does all of our photography. Eddie Gray, of course, he's been our musical collaborator for so long, and I'll talk about him more when I talk about the project. And the late Miguan Thega, who passed away last year, who was our collaborator from the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and Suki, who does Suki makeup.
Yeah.
So, like, there's so many people who are, like, part of our bigger family. Yeah.
That's incredible. Shout out to everybody who
Thank you.
is putting in the work.
Yes.
I saw something and I wanted you to kindly just maybe talk about it, Kidogo. What was the Doan Foundation? I saw something about the Doan Foundation that helped.
Oh, sorry, Dune.
I was like, I hope I'm saying it right.
Yeah, so that's a foundation that has an international culture component, and they support our work in Turkana.
In Turkana, yes. So how did they find you? And
we found them. They were one of the 4 organizations that used to support creativity. Yeah.
Oh, nice. So you found them, you reached out to them, and they came and they supported you.
Exactly.
Wow. So let's talk about Turkana and let's talk about why Turkana. Why did you feel the need to have artists from from Nairobi, and Turkana come together and create music? Yeah, how did that happen?
So how that started is we had finished the last fight.
Okay.
We were looking for the next project.
Yeah.
So, and then oil was discovered in Kenya. And it was in Turkana.
Yes.
So we're like, this should be interesting. Should go there. 2 years, we'll have a film. We're out. So I reached out to a friend that I had known since we were young.
Yeah.
Because Kitale is one of the last bigger towns. Okay, Kapenguria now is big, but those days Kitale was like the last big town before you go into kind of northern Kenya. Yeah. So a lot of people who were in Lodwar would send their children to Kitale to school. So we got to know each other with this family really well. And they also lived in Kitale. They lived half in Kitale, half in Lodwar. The way us guys lived half in Nairobi, half in Kitale.
Okay.
Yeah, so they lived in Kitale and Lodwar. And she was doing really good work. And she had won the Goldman Prize for Environment, which is the prize that Wangari Maathai won just before she won the Nobel. Yeah. So I reached out to her and said, oh, are you working on this oil thing? And she's like, yeah. Then, we went there. And we just thought we were going to make a documentary. We had made several. And when we got there, what used to happen is, you shoot and then you turn off the camera and then the driver starts singing.
Yeah.
And it's just so melodic that we end up just hanging out and singing. And then our translator, maybe she's bidding for like a wedding as kind of her side
job. Yeah.
Or we are her side job, maybe. That's it. Not to put ourselves in the center.
Yeah.
But then she's like bidding, and she's making this elaborate thing, and then like you want to buy it, you hear the price. It's so amazing. It's like. And then you're like, no, this is a gift that's going to be given to the bride, beads that are costing like 20,000. And that was those days.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is very interesting. And then I said, instead of, and there was a lot of questions that time around the ethos, let me not say ethics, ethos of documentary, which is like I come, I observe,
yeah.
and I put a camera in your face, follow you around.
Yeah.
So this is the story of this person,
I hear you.
Yeah. Especially that kind of inside out
outside, yeah.
And being communities, especially indigenous and who had the agency, repeatedly taken from them, and Ikal really challenged us because she could straddle both worlds. She's like, yeah, you can come do your documentary. She's not like, don't do
Do
your
it, yeah,
documentary. She's
yeah.
like, you can come do your documentary, but why don't you at least train some artists here so that by the time there's like a skills transfer, you've left something,
interesting.
so that you kind of enable them to to carry the work of telling their own story.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So for me, I was like, all right. And I said, okay, why don't we make an exchange where it's not like just coming to do an information dump, but rather like a much more cohesive thing where we're creating together, we're creating bonds, and that's how it started.
Interesting, yeah, because I did those something I saw. It was like I was even going to ask you, did you finish the film on natural resources in northern Kenya?
So this took over.
This took over.
Yeah.
So that is so interesting because it's like you're going somewhere and this is the project you intend on doing, but something greater comes of it.
Exactly. Exactly.
That is so interesting. So take us through what happens. Like, how does it unravel? How do you guys now decide, okay, this would be a great concept. Let's now have a festival, or, let's also have these Turkana sessions. Yeah, take us through how it all evolves.
So what happens is then we start with just one photography project.
Okay.
And it gets really good. We do it. We're not really expecting much, but we love it ourselves, and we love the process.
Yeah,
because it's very collaborative.
Okay.
So rather than me coming to put a camera in your face,
So how was the collaboration? Was it
like for example, on Divo, he's also a stylist. He uses two separate names for his styling and his documentary work.
Okay.
His film.
His film.
So he uses Picha Marangi for his styling work.
Okay.
So we made up a story, and people got really mad. We said this guy from Kibera went to do a film in Turkana, then fell in love with this girl, and then these are their wedding photos. And everybody was like, wow, this is amazing. And we were like, it's a fiction.
It's a fiction,
really mad at us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like,
what do you mean?
Years later, because we were like, we had to make a story out of it. And then we did a second project with Chebet Mutai of Wazawazi, who does the leather goods. So we're like, this is really cool. Let's bring you together with these beading artists, and then you guys can sit down. If you kindly give me that, I can show her the deck.
Yeah.
That way she can take a look at it. And so we make it's like three women, and then we make like a story about the wind, because we're talking about the lake that time. So the lake was in danger because a lot of at that time Ethiopia wanted to build a dam. So you can just scroll through that.
Okay.
So Ethiopia wanted to build a dam.
Yeah.
And we were like, let's do something at the lake, but let's not go and tell people the lake is in danger. Let's just make something really beautiful.
Yeah.
And then start a conversation about the lake.
Wow.
And then people can talk about the lake based on this beautiful art. And then at that time, a lot of impact campaigns were really evolving. And we're very lucky. Documentary is very small.
Yeah.
So once you make a documentary and you enter the documentary world, there's almost no one you can't talk to on a global level.
Yeah.
It's like...
True.
It's not like regular film.
Yeah.
Like
and why is that, actually?
Probably the money involved.
The money involved.
Yeah. Like... In documentary, like you go for a festival.
Yeah.
This guy starts making fun of, how Kenyans shop when we're abroad. Starts making fun of you with your, with the it's like a green concept, and then you're carrying all these consumptions like, to bring back home because you've been sent. This is the before like Kentex cargo and all that.
This is incredible.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've been sent with like, you've been sent. Oh, I want something from all the shops. I want toys. So this guy's talking to you, and then he had an Oscar nominated documentary the year before. So which is to say, like, the Oscar winning film, which was called Citizen 4, I think it was about Edward Snowden. Yeah. And literally we just met the producers right there.
Yeah.
And they told us, oh, what have what have you guys been doing? And then they told us about their impact project, which was actually, they decided to do a photography of all the data collection sites in the US. And rather than say, this is your data,
this is your data
been collected, so they do this big they'll do this big exhibitions.
Interesting.
And people would come and then talk about them.
Yeah.
And it gets the conversation going in a different way, because rather than feeling lectured at or talked at, people are coming to look at art
and
the same
conversation
about data.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is really incredible. And then, like Snowden wasn't there, but like all the producers were there. And they're like right there.
Yeah.
Because you're at the festival together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in that way, documentary people are like highly accessible. And then we said, all right, let's make something really beautiful, because Turkana culture, actually a lot of nomadic culture, your body is your canvas, because the house is temporary. So that's why people from nomadic cultures really dress and really decorate themselves. Yeah, so because you can't put stuff on the wall. So
you are the canvas.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I got like, I was like, yeah, so like to them, beauty is not just, it's not like a luxury. It's like an everyday thing. Because every day people wear their beautiful clothes,
exactly,
their beautiful beads, and there's no like Sunday best. Every day you're dressed.
You're dressed, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like thinking about how people in Nairobi would decorate their houses or drive a certain type of car. Yeah, and then you look at yourself. And that's how you project yourself into the world. You show like you're from a wealthy family. You show like by putting the beads up to over here, and having all and then having the real leather and having the beads like this. That's how you show status in society, like your artistic prowess, that kind of thing. So I was like, okay. Yeah, so that's
wow.
That's how it came to
No, that's incredible. Like, did you think that would be like the end project? Like, or you're just going, you're creating as you're going?
Yeah, so, sorry. I when I talk about this, I end up talking so much.
Yeah.
So we did a call out and we got like 5 artists. And based on these 5 artists and the people who had expressed interest from Nairobi.
Yeah.
Because we're doing creatives would just DM us and say, can I come with you? And the ones we got to know well are the ones we ended up going with, because they were DMing us for like 2 years. If you were persistent for like 2 years, I would just take you. Then I would see if you liked it, and you're like, so we ended up with Suki, Migwa, Eddie Gray, who else? Chebet Mutai, and one more person, but I think I forget. Yeah,
that's incredible. Because when I was reading, and all this information needs to be out there, and then some, like there needs to be more, because it was incredible. You're literally bringing artists together from Turkana and Nairobi, and the issues that they're talking about is issues that are facing the people in the northern Kenya, which is so incredible because it's being told in a very different way. So is that now how we get Turkana sessions?
So when we chose those 5 artists, and then the artists that had already approached us, we looked at what art forms they were already doing. Okay. So that's how we end up with visual arts. We end up with a lot of photography at the beginning, because again, I was coming from a photographer background. So that was really easy to do. And then now, actually music was the last one, but I think I was just either naive or I didn't know. The nature of music is that it really connects. It ended up being the most successful by far. Yeah. So we started now building everything else around it. But we had organically done 6 projects before sessions. Because the goal was, given the number of artists we had and their specialization, the idea was to do 7 projects. But Turkana Sessions was the last one. Yeah, because in our heads we thought the photography would be the most successful, and
it turned out it was the music.
So now we're like, what's the next level? Can't go back and start doing. So we're like, let's do a festival.
Yeah, and
that's how it is. So it's just literally been falling for it.
I'm even glad I asked those questions in that sequence because I wanted our listeners to be able to understand what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Because even for me, as I was trying to read on it, I was like, what? There must be so much more that we're not probably seeing or understanding or reading about.
Exactly.
So here we have Turkana sessions. And guys, let me tell you, the music here is just beautiful. I told her I listened to it the first time today and I was blown away. Like, you guys just need to pat yourselves on the back. 15 incredible songs. I know Ikabore Ekwang is the first single from the Turkana sessions. And I want you to take us through why people should listen to the Turkana sessions. Then we talk about the festival.
For me, I think it's they have such an incredible heritage, which is unbroken. Like, a lot of heritage in this country has been broken by colonialism.
True.
And the church. And I think people are just starting to go back.
Yeah.
And this is a chance to see something that's unbroken throughout the years. But it's not static. It's also dynamic. Like, so listen to it because you'll find the whole range from very traditional songs that are really old. Like Matapaya and Atimtina. Those are songs that have been sung like 100 years ago, dancing songs. And then now you find something like Ikabore Koan, which is very new, which has like reggae beats. So you'll find the whole gamut from like very traditional songs to very, very modern and looking forward now into like just very funky while keeping the DNA.
The visuals, all shot in North.
All shot in North. And that's where now our filmmaking experience
comes in handy.
So because like we started as photographers, so this whole journey, kumbe we were just
it was just leading to everything in one. Exactly. Let's talk about, because I'm very curious, how long did the project take to finalize, and also for the visuals to come out? Like, how was that? How long did that take?
So the first project we started in 2018. And so between 2018 and then we released Turkana sessions in 2022.
What?
But that was 7 projects.
Okay, that makes sense.
So we're doing 7 projects. And because we do slow, the creative version of slow farming. Slow fashion.
I like that.
Because we're also training in between. Like, we're training, we're working through all the steps. We're doing a release, a very considered release. And Nico has been a very good partner.
Nice.
So we do a very considered release. And then because you're wearing all these hats, you can't wear them at the same time. So you take little breaks in between. So it takes longer. To me, like, I don't know, I like it. It's like a biryani. It's cooked in layers, you know? Like, it's cooked all the way through. Because it's taken longer. So those first 7 projects were 2018 to 2022.
Wow, that's incredible. That is incredible. Shout out to you guys. So then, okay, who thought about the festival?
So it's usually me in like my crazy moments.
Like, she's not even trying to toot her own shit. She's like, it was me.
In my crazy moments, because I really see how talented people are. I try to build platforms for that. And there's been such an incredible outpouring of talent in Kenya.
True.
In the last few years. So I was like, you have to step up in a way that's like, at a certain scale, a certain level of creativity. Because we've put on concerts before. But like, you find people come and they're just like, it's just Turkana sessions. As a group we've been doing in the 2 years in between. We've been putting on concerts. Then they're like, you're done? Yeah, because it's like we just have one album.
Is that it?
So you have like, it's 1 hour and max 1 hour 15 minutes if we do an encore.
If you're doing an encore.
Yeah, with like 2 songs. So I was just starting to get into
like, we just got here.
we just got here. So you're like, okay, so you think about it. And I watch a lot of cooking shows. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, so you have to give people like an amuse bouche, like a little appetizer.
Appetizer,
And then you have to
yeah.
like do that.
Pole-pole,
Yeah,
meal and dessert. Yeah. You get it. Yeah.
So I was like, this is what people need. Like,
Yeah.
the human brain needs like undulating
Pole-pole too.
experience.
Yeah.
So we said, and then I've been seeing festivals. We're invited by the very good people of Nairobi Design to take part in their event, and I really saw like what a multi-pronged event can do.
Yeah.
And there've been quite a few successful festivals. Like Eddie gets invited to festivals, and they're usually very kind. They'll send us an invite, and I was just like, people want like a multi-experience. Like, okay, let's make like something that's like one night where you come in at 5.
Yeah.
And then we go and then we have an after party.
Yeah.
You know? And then that means like you'll have a full night of DJs and different musicians.
Performers,
Performers and
a break here, dance,
and then you go so you'll start off with the formal music performance. And then you will go to Sarakasi Gecko Central, it's Sarakasi Dome, and then you'll have loud DJs, and then you can party now until
Pakache.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's how that came along. Just the idea that you can't just have one. And then when we used to do them in Turkana, people used to be like, and then where's the Edona?
Really? That must have been so dope.
Yeah.
Though. Like
so and then they're like, why didn't you bring that's a traditional dance group. Then we dance we do the traditional dance group.
Yeah. Wow.
And we're like, let's start and then let's build towards that.
Yeah.
And then we're like, okay, now we can't just do Turkana. So we're like, okay, so we got to call Lemarti. He's from Samburu. And he's like much more established than we are.
Yeah.
And we're like, we have to call Lemarti. We have to call some of the young artists. So the idea is eventually to really get a lot of artists from that realm, let's say the riff vibe, and then get people who are collaborating with them. Because we have some people like Dylan S. He's done a project. He has a company called Iwaso Records with some other DJs.
Okay.
And they did a very dope project in Samburu.
Yeah.
So he's coming.
Nice.
And a DJ artist collabo.
You know, I was saying this, I think a lot of people need to tembea the north. It's so beautiful, like especially at night with the stars. Like I've never seen so many stars in my life. I remember like I traveled to the north and it's beautiful, it's incredible. And I wouldn't say like I'd want to go and actually talk to the people there, like, because when we went, it was just, you spend the night in the morning, unarauka unaenda next.
Oh, you were on a road trip?
I was on a road trip, so I didn't really get to experience it, but it was so beautiful. That's amazing. I think if you guys would be able to have like a festival every year where you can take us to like different parts of like the northern Kenya, you guys would, I think that would be incredible.
That is, thank you from your lips to God's ears.
Yeah.
That should be the ultimate ambition.
Yeah.
For the festival to actually be a nomad itself.
Exactly.
Yeah. To move.
Move
to different areas.
Yeah, not just even the north, but just in Kenya. You know, that would be incredible. So here we have Nomadic Arts Festival. It's happening on the 6th of December, Chandaria Auditorium. That's Oshol Center, Westlands. Ali Bowser regular 3,000, VIP 4,000 shillings. Now, this festival, you guys should definitely be able to attend because the lineup is incredible. We are having, of course, Turkana sessions accompanied by the group rhythm section. Attendees will also enjoy captivating performances by Sanai Peitande, who I just recently saw. I was like, wow, that's going to be incredible. We have Lemarati. I hope I'm saying their names. Lemarati, Dylan S, Akida, Natir, and Nectar Boy. Please tell us why else we should be able to come and join you guys for this festival, kindly.
I think the fusions are just, you've never seen like a nomad group play with an orchestra.
Ooh, yeah.
You've never seen Sanaipe play with a like a full traditional nomadic
group.
Yeah, and without going back to her roots.
Wow.
Like deep inside her roots, you know.
That's incredible.
And that collaboration. You've never seen a DJ actually play with like an indigenous artist like on the table. At least not in Kenya. I've not seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Lemarti, I think he's so incredible, and he'll be performing with a group of like 4 or 5 Moran. You know, they'll be chanting while he plays.
Dope.
So for me, it's all about the my principle is like we can go to modernity from a place of our own cultures. Yeah. And for me, what that means is a lot of juxtapositions that you would never expect, and a lot of collaborations that you've never seen before.
Yeah.
And they're gonna like really
just your mind is just gonna lose it. Because when you guys talk about this, you say preservation of culture is something that northern dwellers have always kept sacred, even in these developing times when many cultures are eroded by modern trends and ways of life. The Nomadic Arts Festival 2024 promises an extraordinary experience, guys, by demonstrating cultural preservation through music. So it's gonna be incredible. I've told you guys it's happening on the 6th of December, Chandari Auditorium, Oswald Center, Westlands. Where can guys buy the tickets?
MOOC and Kenya Buzz.
Okay.
And right now we have group tickets.
Oh, yeah?
So 4 for the price of 3.
Really?
So 4 for 9,000. And we've just added an after party at Gecko Central.
Yeah.
The historic Sarakasi Dome.
Okay.
With DJs UG and MGM and the percussionist Mose. So it's going to be...
What?
So it's like a whole night experience.
Wait, Ebu, tell us. It starts at 5 p.m.
Yes.
Ebu, walk us through what to expect.
So 5, you come, get a little snack, get a little drink. 6 o'clock, the music starts. So this is now the sit-down portion of the music, which is now where you watch the artist, you get to experience the music, you get to see someone like Dylan S. collaborate with Akida, you get to see Sana collaborating with Tukana Sessions, you get to see the orchestra. So this is like more like the experience. Then we have buses who move you to...
Oh, wait. So we don't even have to drive ourselves there. I don't even have to Uber. You guys have buses?
Yeah. So you just... Once you get there, we take you to Gecko Central. Then we while the night away.
After party.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's going to be incredible. So please make sure you guys pull up 6th December, Chandari Auditorium, Oswald Center, Mambiwa. After party, you don't have to worry about your car. There's a bus that's going to take you to the after party. So please make sure that you go buy your tickets. You said from MOOC and?
Kenya Buzz.
Kenya Buzz.
Yeah, Nomadic Arts Festival.
Thank you so much, Jackie Lebo. You are such an incredible soul, an incredible woman. And since this is the Woman Takeover Wednesday show, I usually ask my women one question at least before they love and leave us. What do you like most about being a woman?
I think soft power.
Hey, I like that. She says soft power.
Yeah, just the idea that you can use persuasion to get what you need.
Yeah.
You don't have to use brute force.
And I like that.
And I think women are able to create, because of that, you're able to really create community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Anything else you'd like to love and leave us with? Any words of wisdom anywhere, or how we can also support you guys?
First of all, thank you so much for having me and talking about us and like really delving deep.
Yeah.
I'm always so amazed at hosts who are able to really
like at least do the homework. Yeah.
It's incredible because you can imagine they're doing this for every guest. So I'm so astounded. Thank you so much.
Thank you too.
And so we're very grateful. So please follow us on Instagram and TikTok, Content House Kenya or Content House KE.
Yeah.
Follow us, share the content, bring all your friends, share the work, and then just help us build a community, because we want by the time we're going to Northern Kenya, at least we have a group who knows about the work and is interested. And then if you're a young creative and you'd like to collaborate, eventually we'd like to see your work. Not for this edition, but for future editions, we are looking for people to start collaborating.
Nice. Thank you so much, Jackie. Thank you so much. That was incredible. I will play one song from the Turkana sessions. I feel like it's only right just to get guys to please make sure that you make your way there because it's gonna be incredible. This music is just a taste of what you guys are going to be experiencing that night. So please make sure you stay tuned. This is the Woman Takeover Wednesday show.
Jangamu eken aya ngorien yeken aya ngorien adia 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 ema janiga dikamdi nyaguran digayani jangagita yeken aya ngorien yeken aya ngorien
Oi jagoy
aya
oi jagoy
mago
oi jagoy
aya
oi jagoy
mago
kadema
aya
ngika
mago
yekeyeni
aya
ngakito
mago
ikaulgi
aya
ngakipi
mago
yeken
aya
korien
mago
yeken
aya
korien
mago
oi jagoy
aya
oi jagoy
mago
oi jagoy
aya
oi jagoy
mago
kadema
aya
kanika
mago
ikeyoki
aya
ngane
mago
yeken
aya
korien
mago
yeken
aya
korien
mago
Again,
aya
Korean,
mago aya mago
Kakagine,
aya
Kakagine,
mago
Adamana,
aya
Janigang,
mago
Adema, Nigang,
Mago.
Nigewagi,
Aya.
Jangakipe,
Mago.
Yegayani,
Aya.
Jangakita,
Mago.
Ayanogi,
Aya.
Yajigwen,
Ayo.
Adema,
Aya.
Janigang,
mago
Adamana,
Aya.
Janigang,
mago wajakoy wajakoy mago wajakoy wajakoy mago kadema chanika mago kadema chanika mago nikaki ngakipi mago nikamudi jakuron mago eken aya korien mago eken aya korien mago atia atia mago atia atia mago kadema chanika mago kadema chanika mago nikaki ngakipi mago nikamudi jakuron mago eken aya korien mago eken aya korien mago atia atia mago atia atia mago kadema chanika mago nikamdi jakuran mago nikabudi jangamu mago yeken aya ngorien mago yeken aya ngorien mago atia atia mago atia atia mago kadema chanika mago nikamdi jakuran mago igayani akita mago yeken aya ngorien mago yeken aya ngorien mago
aya Tintina, Yomalai Bala, Tintina, Yomalai Roro, Tintina, Yomalai Yani, Tintina, Yomalai Laki, Tintina, Kena Ramole,
Oh my god. an hour, maybe some minutes to get the power. You're all I desire.
Baby, just make a list for me. Treat me like a king should feel like. Make you and me. My queen will be my everlasting life. Ooh, when you move, yeah, you got me confused. And you make me feel like I need you. Dancing in my room, it's just me and you. Better hold on, cause this shit ain't over. Closer, I want you got me confused.
This shit feels like it's a movie. You're standing right there close to me. Come here close, lock your lips with my own. Hold me tight, hold me close. Don't let go, lock your eyes with my soul. Oh, think I'm falling in love. Give me one more second, maybe I need to get the all I desire.
Something about you makes me feel right. Making love with you just feels right. You feel right. Come over, baby, won't you love me all night?
Eyes with my soul. Oh, think I'm falling in love. Give me one more second, maybe an hour, maybe some minutes to get the power. You're all I desire. Real killer.
And we are back. This is the Woman Takeover Wednesday show. And I am here with my second guest. I am super excited. You guys, yes, that song you just heard. I was telling her, it's like we have our very own Jene Aiko in Kenya. Super excited to be able to talk to her, get to know how she started music, how she started drawing, get to know who she is. Today I have Zuri Hedaya, who is an artist, and I hope I have pronounced your second name right. She's a fempreneur. She is killing it out here in the studio, in the scenes, in the 254. And I'd like to first welcome her to Radio 254. It's her first interview, and I'm super excited that she's doing it here at Radio 254. Zuri, how you doing, girl?
Good.
Awesome.
Good.
How has your day been? Tell us.
I feel like it's been hectic
Yeah?
because I've been nervous but also excited, but nervous but excited. So like a wave of emotions.
Yeah. Awesome. So I'd like to first start off. Is Zuri Hedaya your actual name?
Yeah, it is.
It is. And I'd want to know, how comes you didn't pick up like a different artist name and you chose to go with your actual name?
Because I want to mark the world with my name.
Hey.
Like I don't want to change it.
Yeah.
Because I just want it to be me.
You.
Me.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
How would you describe yourself in one word?
Spontaneous.
Spontaneous?
So spontaneous.
Yeah? Was it
So spontaneous.
what's the craziest thing you've done like off the bat and you're like, okay, let's go. Yeah, that meets my spontaneity.
I think I got a tattoo when my mom told me not to.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
You're like, Mom, I'm gonna do
Yeah,
it because you said no.
I still will.
Yeah. I want to know, as I was going through your social media, first of all, you don't have a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you're not really into social media that much, or is it that you don't really like posting too much?
I feel like it's because I'm still starting.
Okay.
So as time goes on, I'm going to start posting. But also social media,
Yeah, it's like, no.
hell no.
Hell no.
But I'm adjusting to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible. Please keep posting
I will.
because I feel like a lot of people will resonate with your content. I checked you out and you are a dope artist. Like drawing, your drawing skills are insane, girl.
Thank you.
When did you start drawing?
In primary.
Really?
Yeah.
Yo, guys, her work is incredible.
Thank you.
So you started in primary, and when did you know like you were good at it?
Okay, in primary, my drawings weren't.
Good.
I was still so young. So
Yeah.
the drawings were. They weren't so good, but for the time, they were really good.
Yeah.
And I loved art. Like arts, I would always look forward to art classes in school.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I loved art. Like I'd always pass it, and I was like,
Yeah.
because that's my streak.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just kept doing it, and I kept getting better and better and better. And now look.
That is so dope. So there's like a lot of different styles when it comes to like art and drawing. What's your style?
Well, first pencil art.
Okay.
Because I sketch, shade, all
Dope.
those stuff. I'm not really good at painting.
Oh, yeah?
But we're gonna get there.
Yeah. So you've been practicing, huh?
Yeah.
Nice. Now here you are. You are dope at art. When do you discover you can sing? Because your voice is different. You know, it's very, how would I say it? It's like, it's so soft.
Yeah,
you know, it
it's
just
calm.
serenades you. It's calm. So when did you realize you're like, wait, I think I have something?
Well, my friends would always tell me, Zuri, you need to go to the studio because you have
Yeah.
a voice. But I'd always be like, yeah, I can sing, but I don't want to go and start recording. I don't want to do music. Like, I didn't want to pursue it.
Yeah.
But the first song, which is Don't Let Go,
Don't let go. Yeah.
I was like, okay, I got this.
I got
I
this.
got the hang of this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, after that, I was like, okay, I'm
Dope.
actually going to take this seriously and
Yeah.
do music.
So, Don't Let Go is your first single, and you have EXO on it. I want to know, first off, why Don't Let Go? Was it your first song ever in the studio, like recording?
Ever.
Ever? Girl, stop it. You are flexing. What?
Imagine.
No, okay. Where's the studio? How do you meet EXO? How do the visuals come to play? Because that video was fire too. So take us through how your first single came to be.
Like how it came together.
Yeah.
So, my producer sent me a beat. And he was like, I want you to write to this.
Yeah.
And I was like, how do I write to this? I don't know how to write music. I don't know anything about music. And I
Yeah.
have this friend who's a writer. So I sent him the beat and I was like, send me 4 lines of anything.
Of anything.
I'll figure out how to put it in together.
Yeah.
So I end up just singing it in the bathroom and I'm like, okay, I like this line. What do I do with the second line? What do I do with the third line?
Okay.
Then I send it back to him and he's like, yeah.
This
then he sends
works.
me more
Yeah.
lyrics.
Yeah.
And I put it all together. Then I send it to my producer and he's like, yeah, come to the studio.
Really?
We're recording this. So we recorded it and that song stayed in the studio for like a whole year.
Wow. A year. Girl.
I was not gonna post it. I
You-
hated it. Did not like that song.
No.
So after a year, I saw EXO,
Yeah.
some of his music, and I was like, this guy is really
He's
good and
good.
he's Kenyan.
Yeah.
Let me send him what I do and see what he can do. So then he sent me a demo of what he did
What
with
he
my
did,
song, and I
yeah.
was like, yeah.
That's incredible. So first of all, I actually want to know who was the producer? Who produced this Don't Let Go?
He's called Jimmy,
Jimmy.
brought by Maskoff, his name.
Yeah. How did you meet Jimmy?
I think Jimmy and I met before music.
Really?
Yeah.
And you knew he was a producer and you're like,
I
who
don't
hit?
even know if I knew he was a producer.
Really? So who hit who up? Like who was like, yo, you have to come to the studio? Or you were like, hey.
I think it was him.
It was him, yeah? So did he like notice there was something? He was like, no. So that's how it Wow. So EXO sends you back his demo. What do you think? Do you like it? Are you like,
loved it.
yeah?
But he was like, I'll play with it more.
More, yeah.
Then I'll send it back to you and you'll tell me what you think. And at the time I was in South Africa, so there was nothing I could do. Like I couldn't go to him physically and be like, okay, change this and change that. So
Yeah. when
when I come back to Nairobi, we'll work on it together and play around. I'm telling you, this song has gone back and forth.
How many times?
What? And I'm such a perfectionist with my music. Like
Yeah.
before I release it, I want to listen to it
Over
until
and
it's-
over.
We go back with even the song I just dropped.
Yeah. Really?
The struggle.
So here you guys have, and you finally have the final cut, and you're like, this is it. Do you guys immediately think of doing the video, or does that take time?
I wanted a video, but I wasn't sure about getting a video because the beat is not my beat. And
Yeah.
I didn't want anything to do with copyright or all those
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
So I was like, make a clip to promote the song.
Yeah.
And I do so many things, so I wanted to direct it. So I literally put random clips together of random pieces of different content, and I put it in one video.
In one video, yeah.
And I sent it to the videographer, and I was like, "This is how I want it to be.
yeah.
So let's recreate it." Then he recreated it.
Really?
I was like, yes, that's exactly what I want.
That is so. The song dropped 18th, and the video. When did the video drop?
I think a week before.
A week before. Yo, so you guys were on the money. You were like, yeah, we're doing this the right way.
We're doing it.
How was it when it came out? How was the reception like? What did people think?
Oh, people loved it.
Yeah.
I got so much support, and I was so scared posting it because I didn't know what to expect. I've done all that work.
You've done all that work, all that money.
Oh my God, I was like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, but people loved it. I got so much support. Yeah, and it just motivated me to like keep going.
Keep going. Incredible.
Yeah.
So, have you started writing as of now?
Music.
Yeah, music. You have. So
Yeah.
you're writing your own lyrics now. You're writing your own music now. You're going to the studio now. I want to know, for somebody who wants to start listening to your sound, how would you describe your sound?
Like the genre or
The genre, yeah.
I don't. It's a mixture of different things, like for the soul, but also R&B. Because my voice is very
Yeah,
soft.
soprano, soft,
Yeah.
Janaiko.
But I wanted to use my voice in beats or genres that are,
I
Like,
hear you.
you know, artists who have loud voices.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I wouldn't know how to describe my music actually. That's a
really.
good question.
Yeah, because I feel like when I heard you first, and my mind went to Janaiko, and I was like, yeah, you sound so soulful. It's like R&B, and I was like, wow, your voice is incredible. And there's this artist called Savina who was like, yo, her voice, and I was like, yeah, you guys should definitely collaborate.
Collab, I
Yeah,
saw.
that would actually be so dope. So here you are, you have a song that has just dropped. It's your
my
second single, girl. First of all, let's talk about the cover art. Beautiful.
Thank
Who
you.
did it?
My aunt
Really?
in Canada.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nah, it's stunning. Stunning.
That even getting that photo,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, tell us how did it come to be? Because it's beautiful.
We were at this place that was just so pretty, and the first time we went there, I wasn't prepared. I didn't have my outfits.
Yeah.
And I was like, we need to come back here to do a photo shoot.
photo shoot.
And there's this song Thames did, and I love the album. Like,
Yeah.
the cover art.
Amazing.
And I was like, okay, I want something like this, but my own style.
Yeah.
And she bought me that outfit, and I was like, okay, we're gonna go back. I'm gonna wear this, and we're gonna take these photos in the water.
Yeah.
So I stood in the water like 5 degrees.
Oof.
I was freezing.
Colder.
But I was like, take the photo.
Take the picture now.
Take the photo now.
Yeah.
And then she took so many, and I ended up just picking the one I liked and editing it.
Incredible. It's beautiful. So the song is called Eternal Thorn.
Yeah.
And you talk about it reflecting your personal experience with grief after losing a close friend.
Yeah.
And you captured your emotions, your thoughts, and perspective during that hard time. And you did it in such a beautiful way, I'd say. Can we please talk? Did you write it?
I did.
You did. When did you write it?
I wrote it last year, then a bit of this year,
Yeah.
because the song is about one person,
Yeah.
but it's also about grief in general. Because the reason why I'm saying I also wrote it this year is because I also lost someone else again
this year, yeah.
this year. So as I was writing it this year, it was just grief in general.
Yeah.
But last year was just my first loss
experience.
Yeah, so it's kind of like the first half of the song is explaining one person, then as it goes on, it's just death in general.
Yeah, in general, and grief. This is going to be such an interesting question, but what has grief taught you?
It's taught me to appreciate my people now and to appreciate the small things,
Yeah.
to not bicker over such
Yeah.
small things. Don't waste time. Because, there's no time.
That is so true.
There's no time.
You're right.
Yeah.
I want to know, so you wrote the song last year and this year as well. Who
Yeah.
produced it?
Like the beat?
The beat, yeah.
The beat. It's so funny. So I'm doing this course in music right now.
Oh, dope. Dope.
And I had to send, every weekend I had to send a short clip of me singing something
Really?
with
Wow.
a random beat.
Okay.
So I found this one and I was like, oh my god, I love this.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, what do I feel when I hear
When you
this
hear it.
beat? And then I wrote to it, I sent it to, the school, and they were like, this is so good. I think it's the one song I got most comments on.
Yeah.
Like, the other students were like, yeah, this is amazing,
is
your wording.
beautiful, yeah.
And I was like, okay, let me record. So the beat is just a random guy.
It's a random, yeah. What?
But I had to buy it.
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
bought the beat.
Yeah, I bought it.
Wow, incredible. When did you go to the studio?
When?
Yeah,
I went to the studio this year.
this year.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's incredible. And it's out already? Look at you. No, that's incredible. So you said you're in school. What school are you in?
Berkeley.
Berkeley. How is it?
I love it because
Yeah.
it's music and I
Yeah.
love music. But it's also
It's intense, right?
intense, yeah, because you just have to be on top of things.
Did you ever see yourself studying music?
No.
No. It must be so interesting because here you have both theory and practical. Which one do you enjoy the most?
Practical.
Practical? Yeah. 'Cause
Okay, what's theory to you?
so for me, theory is just I have to memorize who did what. There's a lot of history and
Yeah,
music reading.
no.
Like for me, I like the practical. Let me make a beat.
Yeah,
let me
let me
record
go to the
myself.
studio.
Get me there. Not in class reading books and
Yeah.
So how long have you been in school for?
Well, I joined. Was it this year? I think it was this year.
This year.
Yeah.
How long is your course? It's in bits, yeah.
So each course is like 3 months
Okay.
each. Yeah. So basically, after you can either continue or you just get out.
Really? Wait, when you choose to get out, are you getting out with like a certificate or like?
So you have to finish. Okay, let's say it's 5 courses because it's like the first course is like melody, and the second one is writing, and the third one is
Okay.
they keep joining.
Okay.
So after the time you're finishing the 5th course, then now you get your certificate. But if you leave in the middle, then no.
Okay. That is.
You're just going.
You're just going.
Just leaving.
Your parents, do they support you? Yeah,
Yes.
because some people's parents are like, oh, music, no.
Hell no, what are you talking about?
So your parents are supportive.
Very supportive.
Yeah.
Especially my mom.
Yeah.
I love my mom.
Oh, shout out
She
to
was the
your
one
mom.
who kept encouraging me. I'm telling for her, I wouldn't have even started singing
Really?
because I didn't want to sing.
What? So she's the one who encouraged you and she told you, hey, like you have
You
to.
need to sing. And she kept saying it, she kept saying it, she kept saying it until she was like, okay, you decide now. Do you
Yeah,
want to
it's
sing?"
up to you.
I was like, okay, I'm just gonna try.
Yeah, that's incredible. I'm glad that she actually encouraged you because a lot of parents will see you talented and they'll be like, that's not going to earn you money, because they want to see you settle down, making good money, and sometimes being a creative is,
yeah. Yeah.
Do you have any siblings?
Two
Two?
brothers.
Nice. How is it being the only girl?
The only girl in the firstborn.
Really? Yo!
Oh
How is it being a firstborn? I'm a firstborn as well.
Ooh.
But how is it for you?
Mm,
Do you enjoy it? All the responsibility?
no, no, and I don't like being an example.
Yeah.
I don't like it. That's so much pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
No.
Yeah.
To some extent, I do like it,
Yeah.
but then also no.
No, not too much.
No.
Yeah.
No.
What do your brothers think of your music or you getting into music? Do they support you? Do they make
do.
fun of you? You know how siblings are.
Oh my god. It's a mixture of both.
Yeah? That is
There's
so...
okay. They don't put me down, so
Yeah.
it's not like they're making fun of. You go to your room and start crying at 2 a.m. It's not like that.
Yeah.
But they support me and they encourage me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when it comes to music, there's a lot when it comes to music. There's the business aspect.
Yeah.
There's you marketing yourself. There's you being a whole brand. There's you making sure you're touring, meeting people, getting out there. So I want to know, are you ready to become like an artist? Like, is it
Full on.
scary for you? Yeah, like full on artist. And is that what you want to do?
There's an artist include being an actor as well.
Ooh, that's a good one. I'll say no. For
No,
yeah.
for now, no.
For yeah.
Then I wouldn't say like it's the only thing I want to do.
Okay.
And I wouldn't say I'm prepared for everything.
Everything.
Like that's why I'm taking it one step at a time.
Yeah.
Because every day it's something new.
New.
But I knock it down, and then when something else comes, I'm able to handle it.
Yeah.
So I'm taking it step by step.
So how has the process been like for you now? Because here you have two incredible singles. I want to know what's the next step, or how do you plan your next step?
Inspiration.
Yeah, like are you somebody who's like now planning like I want an EP, it's gonna have like 4 songs and it's
Yeah.
gonna sound like this. Yeah?
I plan ahead.
You plan ahead, yeah?
Yeah.
That's
So right now people are listening to this, but what I know is I'm working on something that's probably gonna be released next year.
okay.
Next year in the
Yeah.
something big.
Something
so,
big.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Would you consider being signed like as an artist? Have you thought about if Universal was to stumble upon your song and they're like, we want her, we want to sign her? What are your thoughts on being signed?
Ooh.
Ooh.
I'm so 50-50 about it,
Yeah.
but it's not a decision I'd make on my own.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'd have a whole team of people who would be like reading the terms and conditions.
Exactly. Like even the fine print, especially.
before I sign anything.
Yeah.
I want to run it by my mom. I want to run it by my dad, my manager.
Yeah.
I want to run it by
Everybody.
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 But I don't know because, like, being an independent artist is hard.
It is.
It is
Yeah.
so hard, especially if you want to be up there.
Yeah.
So I would, but I wouldn't. But I would.
But you would.
But I wouldn't. But I would. Yeah.
I wanted to find out, is Blocker your manager?
Yes, he is.
He is. So let's talk about that because he hit me up. He's like, yo, Sonia, I have an artist and she just dropped and I want you to interview her. And I was like, yeah, of course. So how did you and Blocker link up and how did he end up becoming your manager? Like, that must be a dope story.
How did him and I meet? How did him and I meet? So we're cousins, but we're not cousins.
Oh yeah, it's one of those like, we're
like,
related, but we're not related. Yeah.
And then my mom is actually the one who told me, I want you to go and talk to him because he's in music.
Yeah.
So he invited me to one of the studios. It's called Snowball.
Yeah.
And I went there and I was like, wow. Like, you know, sometimes when you think so small, then your mind just opens up.
Expand. Yeah.
So when I go to the studio, I was like, whoa, okay. So, you know, music is a lot and there's so much.
Yeah.
And I'd go every Tuesday and I'd talk to him and I'd see what other people are working on. I'd
Yeah.
meet artists who
Who are working. Yeah, like big artists.
And yeah, then as time went on, because we started building like a bond, because we were just talking back and forth about music, business,
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
And he was like, I want to help you. I want to help you with your stuff, so I want to be a manager.
Wow. And just like that.
Just like that.
Hey, shout out to Blocker. I'm sure he's listening. Shout out to
Shout
him.
out to him for real.
Yo, so let us talk about your process of writing because it must be incredible for you to come up with your beautiful lyrics, especially for Eternal Thorn. Do you listen to the beat and write or do you freestyle? Like, what's your creative process like when it comes to writing your music?
So I get the beat and then I mumble.
Oh, yeah?
I mumble and it's so funny because it's such random things. I can be on Snapchat and the beat is playing in the background and I'm mumbling. Then I'll go to BandLab and still mumble.
Yeah.
And then after I've mumbled the whole song, that's when I'll add lyrics to the mumbling. Because I love melody.
Yeah.
So because I love melody, then I'll do the melody freestyling and then I'll put the lyrics with the
Dope.
mumbling.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
That is such a dope process. Okay, and that's how you come up with your songs, right?
Yeah.
Let us talk about producers. If somebody's listening in and they want to work with you, what beats do you like or are you drawn into? Because there might be a producer and they're like, yo, I want to work with her. So how, like, yeah, what does she like?
I like anything. I like anything that's unique
Okay.
and it stands out. So trap, R&B, alternative, anything.
Anything.
I like being challenged as well.
Yeah? So apart from singing, would you rap?
Yeah.
Yeah? Shit. I think that would be so dope. Yeah?
And that's why I keep saying unreleased Zuri is
Yo, that's why we don't need her to be unreleased. We need her released out
Release
here,
her now.
creating content, posting. You know?
What kind of content would you want to see?
Honestly, I think how you would create the process of creating your songs would be really dope. You see how you're telling me like you mumble and you have like a beat playing, so I'd picture you just having like a beat playing and we're literally creating a song with you, you know? And people like that personal content nowadays. So it would be really dope if, you know, you could create music with like the people who are watching you, you know, your listeners. So yeah, I think that
Okay.
would really be dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Okay.
a lot of really, really talented artists, sadly, are introverted. They don't post a lot. So I hope that we will get to hear more from you.
You will.
Yeah.
You will. But you know, it's also been hard doing this
Yeah.
because I'm a private person.
Mm.
I do not like people in my business.
So how is that going to be for you?
You
Especially
know-
like if you have a song that hits. Yeah,
Yes, it's-
the people are just gonna come pouring in. What are you gonna do then? Have you thought about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it, but then at the same time, I don't. But I'm finding a balance in both.
Both, yeah.
Yeah, because if I want this, then, you know, I'll have to let people in.
Yeah, but also you can let people in to like a certain point, you know,
Exactly.
yeah, and you can only show us what you want us to see. See? So when I think about Zuri, I see a lot of R&B pop as well, some trap too.
Yes, trap.
Yeah, what other get into?
I really want to get into trap.
Trap, yeah.
I'm going to get into trap.
For
And you know,
sure.
I dance, so
Really?
when the videos come out
Hey,
and on the dance floor
you dancing, huh?
with my backups.
Yo, you should definitely hit us with like some songs with like some dance moves, you know? Then just enter TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be really, really dope. So let us talk about future Zuri. What does future Zuri envision doing? Because I could see like you think a lot, like you, I don't know, maybe sometimes you can overthink because you were like, yeah, you know, today I was thinking. So what is future you see yourself?
Like, where do I see myself?
Yeah, like future Zuri. Are you acting? Are you singing? Are
I'm
you
gonna be in a lot
do-
of movies.
Yeah.
Music videos. Like I was in the Extra Pressure music video.
I saw that actually. How was that? How did you get into that?
Blocker.
Yeah.
Blocker.
That is so crazy
It was
because
so crazy.
yeah, it was actually in my questions. I was like, you were in Bien and Bensel's Extra Pressure music video. How was that?
It was so insane. I was like, how am I even doing this right now? How am I here right now?
Yeah.
Like, I just loved it. Like, I just loved it.
It
If
was
it's not
dope.
creating for myself and it's creating for another artist, I'm still happy to do
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to acting, where and how did acting come into Zuri's life? Did you like used to do like skits in school? Were you like in the drama?
Oh, actually, yeah.
Yeah,
I was.
you were.
I was.
How was
I
that?
did a lot of plays.
Yeah,
And I loved it.
it was dope.
I loved it. But you see, I wasn't like the main act.
Okay.
I was maybe someone in the band. But when I started growing up, I was like, you know, I want to start being the main act.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so hopefully in the future you guys will see me in
Sure. More
More?
films.
More
Would you
films.
do more music videos?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna do
Shit.
music videos. That's what I'm saying. Unreleased Zuri.
Emily Zuri.
Hey. hey.
I like that. Apart from music and art, what else do you enjoy doing?
Dancing.
Mm-hmm.
What else do I do? What else do I do? What else do I do? I do so many things. I'm an editor.
Oh, yeah?
I model.
Dope.
I do so many things. Graphics design.
Really?
Animation.
What? Jack of many trades. So how are you able to balance all
Everything.
that. Yeah, and make sure that you're checking yourself, like, because you have to make sure that, okay, if it's music, I'm at least working on that. If it's, anything that I'm working towards, I have to check myself. So how are you able to balance?
It's planned out.
Yeah.
Like writing always helps me.
Mm.
Journaling, writing, planning. I have a calendar in my room where it's just so many different things. So
Yeah.
writing things down usually helps me plan out what I'm doing,
Okay.
so I don't get lost.
Dope. Who would you want to work with? Talking artists and music. Let's start with Kenya and then go international.
Kenya. I want to work with Zenya.
Yeah. Ooh,
I
that
wanna
would be
work with
dope.
Zenya.
Yeah.
I think I also want to work with Ben.
That would be dope.
Because I
Yeah.
feel like Ben knows what he's doing.
Yeah, for sure. Top there.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
For
but
sure.
for sure you and Z would have a crazy song.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And I'm sure Blocker is working on it for sure.
hope he is.
Yeah. So and
he
let's go international.
International. This artist called Skilly Bang,
Skilly Bang. Uh-huh.
Jamaican.
Yeah.
I'd love to work with Shensia.
Ooh, that would be dope.
Yeah.
That would be dope.
Shensia. Who else would I love to work with? I don't know who else I'd love to work with. I know I really want to do a Jamaican song with the people who know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Which I think is Skilly and Shensia. So those two.
Those two, yeah.
Oh, and Ghana.
Ah.
I have to work with Ghana.
Hey, I see.
I have to work with Ghana.
Ghana
It'll
would be
happen.
dope, yeah. So I honestly think that thoughts are things. And I always tell my guests here that honestly, every time I invite somebody here, I always keep checking in on them because they are great and they're gonna keep pushing us out there, and I see that for you. I'd want you to tell us if you have like a motto that you live by.
Do I have a motto?
Do you?
Okay, my motto is probably such a bad. It's not that serious. It's not that serious because
Tell us.
I overthink. Sometimes I overthink so much,
Yeah.
and when I don't take it too seriously, then I calm down. Yeah, then I calm down and I realize, okay, so you can do anything.
Yeah, for sure. You can do anything you put your mind to.
Anything.
Yeah. So even those features you're telling us, girl, you're gonna get them for sure. Let's talk about performing. Have you ever performed in front of like an audience, a big audience?
Right now, no, but in my past, yeah.
Yeah? What you mean in your past?
When I was
When you were
When I
younger?
was young and I didn't know what stage fright was.
Yeah.
Would I perform
Would
now?
you perform now? Like if somebody was like, hey, we have a show in 2 weeks, we'd like you to start us off and you're gonna be our first act. Or our first performer, our first artist.
I would.
Would you?
I would.
Yeah?
I would.
Nice. Do you think you have stage fright?
I do have stage fright.
Yeah.
But I think. Oh my god! I'm telling you, this whole thing is so. I'm getting used to it.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, has it hit you that you're actually doing music?
Sometimes it does. Then other times no. Then other times I'm like, oh, I'm actually gonna have to be on stage.
Yeah.
Entertaining everyone.
Everybody.
But I know I can do anything I put my
Anything.
mind into.
Yeah.
And I can overcome
Anything.
anything.
Exactly.
So like for example, this the first time I was like, what am I doing? Going on interview, oh, talking to people. Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay. So I came, and now I'm here doing it.
And here you are killing it.
So I know once I start performing, I'm gonna get the hang of it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I just need to start.
Yeah, and not stop.
Yeah.
And I hope you're going to be consistent for sure. Yeah, I hope new music is on the way. It is. We're in the studio. Are you working on like an EP or an album or a single next?
A single.
Yeah.
A really nice single though.
Yeah. Nice. I wanted to be able to know with Eternal Thorn, we have like a music video, kinda. What is can we talk about the visualizer, because I was watching it and I was like, wow, it's different. Was that you?
Yeah.
Yeah? Incredible. Would you see yourself directing your own music videos?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember when I was telling you I do a lot of things directing?
Yeah.
I will direct it.
Dope.
Yeah. What did you think about the visualizer?
No, it was different. I was like, okay, some parts look like they're not in Kenya, and then I was like, so it looked like different videos from different places all put in one. Yeah, for sure. Nah, it was really, really dope. And when it comes to like visuals, I know we're very hard on ourselves because we want like the best video or we want things to be perfect. But I don't think that you have to have perfect content or perfect music for you to release, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And with that saying, I'd want to know, what are you afraid of?
What am I afraid of?
Yeah. In general.
Is this like, can it be personal or it's just in business?
Let's talk about like in general. Yeah.
In general. Loss. Loss is still up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you. So, Zuri, I am super, super humbled to have been able to meet you. And I think you are a star just waiting to be found. I hope that you continue making music because your voice is beautiful, honestly. And you have a very unique sound. And it's a sound that we don't have here in Kenya, especially in the 254. And I feel like you could just be our Janaiko waiting to happen, you know? And I cannot wait to see what you have in store going forward. And I'm super excited to see how far you go, you know?
Yeah.
So I'd want you to kindly tell your fans who are listening in, because you have your fans listening in. What would you want to tell them right now?
If you're scared of starting something, just start it.
Yeah.
Just start it. Don't listen to those voices in your head. Don't be scared of other people. What's that word? What is it called? Fear. Being perceived, yeah.
Being perceived,
Don't
yeah.
be scared of being perceived, because at the end of the day, even if you decide to do it, you'll still get opinions.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just do it.
Just do it, guys.
Just do it.
That's all you gotta do is just do it. Now, as we are listening to Eternal Thorn, when did you say we are going to receive new music? Is it soon? Is it this year? Or is it next year? Or should we tell our listeners next year?
Next year.
All right. So, to be safe.
Yeah.
All right. Kindly give us all your social media handles and also how we can be able to support you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So All my social media handles are Zuri with 2 eyes
With 2 eyes.
dot Hedaya with A's. How will you guys support me? I think you guys can support me by just sharing.
Sharing, yeah. All you gotta do is share her music, guys. She has
share.
2 singles, incredible singles, guys. She is a new female artist. Her first single is Don't Let Go, and it was so beautiful. She got that with XO. And the second single is Eternal Thorn, which is so beautiful. I honestly love how this song came together. She talks about grief after losing her close friend. So please make sure you go check out this song. It's called Eternal Thorn. Her social media handles are at Zuri, and you've heard Zuri is with a double I, Hedaya, double A. So please make sure you go support her. A girl is just starting in the music scene. So please be kind to her. Go like, go follow, go subscribe, go share, go tell a friend to tell a friend. Anything else you'd like to end us with as I play Eternal Thorn to end this show?
I just want to thank every single person who is supporting me and shows the love. I just want to thank everyone.
Oh,
Yeah, thanks guys.
thank you,
It means
everybody.
so much.
Thank you, and thank you so much to everybody who has been tuned in. This has been the Woman Over Wednesday show. It's been great. It's been lit. You already always celebrate our women every Wednesday, and this Wednesday is always gonna be like that. So we are gonna end the night with Eternal Thorn playing right here on Radio 254. Make sure you keep it locked. This is the only radio station that exclusively plays Kenyan music. Keep it locked.